Welcome to Movie Q, where we talk about good movies, bad movies, queer cinema, and the lasting impact of Weimar Germany. I'm Justin Rivers alongside Katherine Stevens and Charlie Owens, and today, for the entire episode, we are going to proclaim the 2014 QFest lineup.
Yeah.
Proclaim it indeed. Okay, so I'm sorry. Xanadu is going to open up our festival this year, which is on Thursday, February 27th. Mm-hmm. Not only is it Xanadu, complete with Olivia Newton-John and Gene Kelly, but it is a sing-along, and we're going to provide the words for you in a book that we're calling The Passport.
Le Passeport.
Le Passport. And if you go to every single movie in this year's QFest, you will get a movie pass for the year of 2014 that you can go to any movie. Some restrictions apply. But anywho, the point is you go to the entire festival and you will get a prize. But complete with this sing-along, I know you're very excited about this. We're going to have roller derby, Albany All-Stars join us.
Yes.
They're going to do musical roller chairs, which was kind of bloody last year. So I'm excited about that again.
Oof.
And because I love me some blood sport. And
Don't we all?
It's the Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games with roller skates.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Flashy.
QFest 2014, who will live?
Le Passport will tell us. So that's,
You have to get it stamped. I think you should say that.
Oh yes, we do have to get it stamped.
Yeah, every time you go to an event, there'll be somebody there to stamp your little passport, like a real
one
passport.
of us actually.
Well, yeah,
One of us will-
representative. And then you will turn in at the end for the
movie pass.
movie pass.
So that's our Thursday, and then Friday, February 28th, brings us to the 6 p.m. movie I Am Divine.
Which is a wonderful documentary about the drag performer Divine, who I knew nothing about before screening the movie, and it's so interesting. It's about a kid who grew up in Baltimore, went to Catholic school, and met John Waters. He started performing in drag shows and then started starring in these John Waters films that are now classic, like very gritty stuff. There's a point where he eats dog poop, and it's
Real dog poop.
literal dog poop.
Don't you see? It's in Pink Flamingos, right? Doesn't
Yep.
the poop actually come out of the dog on
Right.
camera, and then he eats
Yep.
it, or she eats it?
Probably the most famous depiction of corporophilia in cinema.
Isn't it probably the only one?
Wow.
Never say never,
No.
Katherine.
Okay.
But it's a wonderful story about his life and his death, and his mother is prominently featured in it about her accepting him as a gay man and also accepting him as drag queen, and it's a very interesting story that I've never seen a film like it. So
Well, wasn't he also a reluctant gay icon? He didn't want to represent the movement. He just wanted to.
he just liked to perform.
to perform.
And one thing that was interesting is he was going to be on a mainstream sitcom as a man. He was scheduled to have this long run, and he went the day before the table read of his first episode. He had a heart attack and died.
Wow.
So, and that was the first time he was going to perform as a man in years.
Mm-hmm.
So, very interesting.
Well, I'm excited for I Am Divine. And then after I Am Divine
Right.
is Blue is the Warmest Color, which is a French movie that Justin is not the only one who's excited about it, but he is excited about it.
This came to my attention because of its use of prosthetic vaginas, which I found very compelling. Actually, it's ostensibly using prosthetic body parts, and there's some question, and I don't really know the answer to this, of how hardcore, quote unquote, how unstimulated the sexual acts actually are.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know. It's there's some ambiguity about it. The film's controversial for its very frank depictions of sex and nudity between two female characters. It's also sort of controversial for some of the stars who have said that the director was being particularly harsh or manipulative with coaxing the performance out of them that he wanted, and it is also a winner of the 2013 Palme d'Or at Cannes.
Cans.
Le
Gone!
Passport. So it's starting to seem, and I'm not really sure if this is actually going to turn out to be the case, but it sort of seems like the lesbian version of Brokeback Mountain, where it has this immense crossover appeal and mainstream penetration, and
Pun intended?
yes.
Okay.
Is
Well
it?
done.
No. It's another episode entirely.
That's its own thing. But it's very popular. It's very critically acclaimed. It's released throughout the world. This isn't a premiere film at QFest. It's not something that we're showing here for the first time anywhere in the region. But because of its gravitas, because Spielberg loved it, because it's this huge touchstone in this this year's culture, we have to show. We had to book it no matter what. So
It's our only foreign film this year, right?
yes, it is.
Yeah, so it's the only one you will have to read. So
It's important.
So there you go.
So bring your glasses.
Bring your glasses.
I'm excited about it.
Oh no, I'm actually very excited about it as well. Steven Spielberg would not shut up about it.
Oh my God.
And
that
whether
guy.
or not, because I think some of the depictions of the two lesbian characters, some people have said that they're not a fan of those depictions. And whether or not those depictions are good or bad, I can't say, I don't know. But I think it will be an interesting conversation to have at QFest.
Excellent. And I'm excited for that one.
Absolutely.
So that ends our Friday. And our Saturday starts again with GBF, which stands for Gay Best Friend. And this takes place in high school. And the thing that's interesting about it that I saw, well, at first, and I've told them this, the first time I saw it, I was sort of like, oh my God, I've heard the same argument. I don't want to have a gay wedding. I just want to get married. I don't want to have a gay prom. I just want to go to prom.
I don't want to register a gay car.
Right. No one wants a gay car.
Well.
They just want a car. No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They want just want a car. And that's the crux of this movie is that this student comes, he's sort of forced out of the closet, and then he becomes not fetishized, but trivialized. Like his sexuality is used to define him, and these three bitchy girls in school are like, he's my gay best friend. No, he's mine. Blah blah blah. But it's actually very funny. It has a really strong cast. Lorna Lovegood.
Luna.
Luna? Oh my
Luna
God, I'm
Lovegood.
screwing her up with Lorna Luft, who is Judy Garland's other daughter.
Ivana Lynch is her real name.
Oh, dear Lord. So, and so is Karen Mullally, who was on Will and Grace, everyone's favorite gay sitcom. What? Was
Megan
I wrong?
Mullally?
Her character's name is Karen. Ooh, that was
Right.
bad.
That
So,
was bad.
What's that film that's really great? Citizen Crane?
Citizen Crane.
So Megan Mullally. is
Megan
in it.
Mullally's in it. Okay, moving on. So that's GDF, and hopefully we'll have a panel discussion following that movie about people's journeys to identity and how they came out of the closet and how easy it was or how difficult it was and what happened after that. So, so it's a good humorous way to introduce that topic for us to bring up at QFest, and I'm excited for that. That's 2:00 on Saturday.
What's the rating on that?
It was not rated when we booked it. That's a good point, Justin. It's actually rated R now. Because the MPAA, if you ask me, is a bunch of jackasses. This movie has no swearing in it, no nudity. I think they might have dropped the F word.
I don't think there's any F-bombs.
No F-bombs, but I don't think they use any pejorative gay slurs either, even in jest. So I really, having watched it, was confident it was a PG-13 tops rating.
Right.
And to find out it's R.
I don't think there's any graphic violence in this indie teen comedy either. I could be wrong.
I think there's
Call
some
me
bitch
crazy.
slapping.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Literal and figurative,
Yeah.
but I don't know. That's also a really good conversation for QFest. I mean, the MPAA just seems to hate
Right.
sexuality that's not a straight dude.
I actually support the rating because I think that the most important thing for us to do is to protect young high school students from depictions of themselves.
Absolutely.
Yes, you don't want them self-realizing.
No, they're not even adults yet.
They can just barely fight in the military,
Just barely.
just barely. So that's GBF.
Yes, that is.
And following GBF is a in-work progress screening of Fagbug Nation, which is a film made by Erin Davies, who, those of you who don't know her story, her website is fagbug.com. She lived in Albany, and on, ironically enough, Gay Pride Day, her VW bug was vandalized with
This was what, like 2009?
2009 or so, with anti-gay slurs. That's how she got the name of Fagbug, and she made a documentary called Fagbug, and this is the second one where it documents her traveling around the country, in all 50 states, and her experiences traveling. She went to that house that's across the street from, I'm going to say it.
The Westboro Baptist
Thank
Church.
you.
That is painted like a rainbow
It was painted by like a rainbow
in protest.
in protest. across from the Westboro Baptist Church. So it chronicles her journey, and we are a pre-screening preview. So an in-progress preview, and that's really exciting. So she'll get some feedback from our audience and then be able to make some changes.
The thing that I find really interesting about this movie is that when she made her first documentary, Fagbug, the country was, I don't want to say necessarily a completely different place, but a couple of years later, the landscape has changed very significantly, especially in the world of gay activism. And so the journey of her literal journey and her journey through activism, I think, is going to be very interesting because the landscape has changed so much.
Right, right. And I think it would have been cool to show Fagbug and then Fagbug Nation, but we only have so many slots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And the director will be here in person.
Yes, Erin Davies will be here, and she will be bringing the Fagbug.
Wonderful.
And I'm pumped. I can't wait to pose next to it. I'll wear my purple pants to complete the rainbow.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Cool. So after Fagbug Nation is 5 dances.
5 dances.
5 dances, which is a wonderful independent film about a young dancer who moves to New York. He's from the Midwest, and he has a lot of pressure to come back home because of various things that are going on in his family. But he wants to pursue a professional dance career, and he starts with this small company. He gets his first major gig with this modern dance group. But they also do ballet. It's kind of ambiguous what their genre is.
Contemporary modern ballet,
Right.
I think.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
It is now.
Okay.
But basically, he forms these bonds in this troupe with one of the female dancers he ends up living with, and he kind of falls for this guy.
Who is dreamy.
Who is dreamy. But he's very hesitant to make that happen. The guy is the one who ends up approaching him about it. And it's sort of about his growth. It's coming of age story, but it's also how much do you owe your family? How much do you owe yourself to make yourself your own person, an adult, form yourself. So, and it's a beautiful story. It's wonderfully shot. The dances are gorgeous, and Justin was mentioning, how did they put it about the filming of the dance sequences?
Well, so I haven't seen the film, but one of the things I'm curious, and what I want to look for when I watch the movie is some of the critics have said that the way they use the camera becomes a dancer along with the actual dancers they're portraying.
Right.
So that's one of the things I'm kind of excited to see how they use that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I can see where that comes from. So yeah.
And it's called 5 dances, not just because it's really only one choreographed piece in the film, but it's 5 dances because it actually takes time on each of the members of the dance troupe telling not 5 vignettes, but the story of this dance troupe that he takes time on each member. I loved it. I'm so excited to see it on a big screen. So that's good. And closing out our Saturday night at 8 p.m. is a locally made film called Little by Peep.
This film does not contain prosthetic vaginas that I'm aware of.
But it does have a lot of dildos.
It does, yeah. I'm really excited about this film. I'm maybe most excited about this film because it's a local film. It was made right here in the Capital Region. John Russell Kring is the director, and he's done some really great... John Russell Kring is really good at making a good-looking movie that has this core energy to it that doesn't cost a lot of money, and I'm always really impressed with that. And he will be here as well for the screening, and along with the co-director, who is the screenwriter and the lead and the main character also has a co-directing credit. So I'm curious to learn about what their sort of division of labor and how that creative process worked for them. It's the story of a bisexual girl, and it is it's dark. It's a dark comedy, and it's also very challenging. And the end, what the film I think is trying to say is, I'm not going to say what it is because I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm not sure if I agree with the film. So I'm looking forward to having a cool conversation about that. But it's a really nice film, and it was also partially shot at the sex shop on Broadway, Another World.
Hence the dildos.
That's a local connection. And for people who are fans of Capital Region actors, Kevin Craig West is a really cool cameo in it, and so does Lee Strindbeck. The film just won a couple of awards at the Atlantic City Cinefest. It won Best Comedy Feature, Best Comedy Director, Best Comedy Actress and Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy for Lee Strindberg.
Good for them. It's a great movie. I definitely, I like seeing Albany in my movies.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I saw a neighborhood that I knew, they actually filmed a couple of doors down from my old apartment. And I was sitting there watching. Yep, exactly. I went, oh!
And it looks really good.
It does. It looks really good. And it was crowdsourced. I was talking with John Russell Crane about it, and he said that because the ending is so ambiguous that some people have said, I will give you more money to film a different ending.
Wow.
But they declined. So
Cool.
So I'm excited about that conversation. And on Sunday, we have 2 films, and our first film for Sunday, which is March 2nd, is West Hollywood Motel, which we have our copy of right here.
West Hollywood Motel is an episodic comedy. Basically, it takes place in the various rooms of this motel where couples are staying for various reasons, but and comedy ensues. There is a gay couple who are kind of bringing a third party, and it's like the doubts about that from one side and the excitement from the other. There's a straight couple who the woman has an issue with an enlarged clitoris.
She wakes up with a penis.
With a penis. It's a penis. And I guess the struggle for that couple to deal with the penis, like, do they still stay together? What is sex now for them? Because otherwise she's anatomically a woman.
Right.
She just wakes up with a penis. So that's sort of like the most fantastical part of it. The rest of it seems to be just situational comedy.
Would you say that aspect is magical realism?
I would say anyone getting another penis is magical. So
I don't know what I would do if I woke up with a penis. I think I would probably flap it around a lot. Like I would just
You would
shake my head. I would helicopter.
Try it out, see what happens.
I would pee everywhere.
you would masturbate.
Well, I do. Yeah.
But I mean,
Sure.
like, you try it out. Make sure.
I would do everything I couldn't do with my lady
yourself.
bits.
I think I would do the same with lady bits. I would like try really hard
it's
to
a little bit
menstruate
limited.
immediately.
Yeah, me too. You want to like figure out.
I want to know. I want to know what's coming.
Yeah, it's like getting a new car.
Right. You want to know the worst part.
You want to take it on the highway.
Exactly. See if it rumbles.
Well, should that happen, I'll be your guide.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, it's a really funny, very. It's a younger cast, but not extremely like the straight couple is probably the oldest.
Right, and even
Hair
then I
in
wouldn't
there.
put them older than 45.
No, so
Maybe
it's
50.
yeah.
And Matt Riddlehoover, the director, and he's also the star and writer, he's really kicking ass too. He's
Right.
Scenes from a Gay Marriage was sort of his last feature, so he's got a couple other ones in the works, and they seem like very muscular, upbeat, and comedic films.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, we're ending the QFest, the whole day, that Sunday is comedies. So we start the day off with West Hollywood Motel, and then we end it with Who's Afraid of Vagina Wolf. Speaking of vaginas.
Connection.
Yeah, it actually opens with a woman wearing a vagina costume.
So it's not technically a prosthetic vagina, but it is an artificial one.
Yeah.
Actually, there are a couple artificial vaginas in this movie. Justin and I both screened it, and we both thought, I think I liked it more than Justin.
No, I like the movie. I find myself perplexed. Because it is sort of it's presented as if it's a docudrama. So the main character is the director of the film, Anna Margarita Albello, who's Cuban American. She lived in Paris for a long time. She's known for doing sort of quasi-documentary features using comedy to tackle interesting and important issues. And there's this sort of not disconnect, but a question mark as to what is real and what's part of the storyline.
Right.
Because it's a fictional film, as far as I could tell, about her attempt to film an all-female version of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and the behind-the-scenes trauma of the characters going through that process. And how much is real and how much is documentary, I don't know. But I think it's a really good example of sort of a theme that we've kind of developing of is taking serious issues and using comedy and using entertainment to connect to each other about the issues.
Absolutely. And My favorite part about booking Who's Afraid of Vagina Wolf is that our person who books movies just kept calling it Vagina.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
it's good shorthand.
Good shorthand. So,
And it's also got a cameo. It's not a cameo, but the co-star is Guinevere Turner, who is a queer cinema icon. She starred in The Watermelon Woman, and she also co-wrote, or no, I think she wrote, maybe co-wrote, the screenplay for American Psycho,
oh wow.
and she was on The L Word.
Oh,
Wow.
there we
So,
go.
seeing
We're
her,
sold.
Seeing her in this
I'm
movie
in.
is also that's really cool too. She always does something interesting.
Well, and to end the weekend with more lesbians, Ellen is hosting the Oscars, and we will be the only public place for you to watch the Oscars on a big ass screen
Huge.
with booze and food and a red carpet and trivia and games.
All fun things.
I'll be all dressed up, and yeah, that's our QFest lineup, guys.
Yeah.
The Oscars is sort of the perfect end to it too, because it's such a queer icon. It's queer iconography. It's pageantry. It's camp. It also has this immense worldwide appeal and lore, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna get dressed up. We're gonna have some drinks, and we're gonna do it up proper.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that is our QFest lineup for 2014. We hope you can join us, and be sure to stop by Proctors box office or go to Tickets by Proctors and get your movie pass, your Le Passeport.
Le Passport.